Hi, my name is Kelly Amos and I'm a health coach. And today for your tiny health tip, I want to talk to you about the obstacle of not having enough time to exercise or to really get any consistency as far as your exercise goes. Earlier today on Facebook, I posted the question, what are your obstacles to finding the time to exercise? And the top three things, which I knew they would be, were number one was time, motivation, and then also knowing what to do. So I'm going to address all three of these, but tonight I'm just going to be addressing the time issue, and I'm going to give you five things to be thinking about, or five things to start to do in order to create the time. Number one, this isn't number one, the number one tip, but the first thing that the way that you need to approach this is that you're letting your schedule control your life instead of you controlling your schedule. So the very first thing is schedule it. You need to schedule it. And that means I do my scheduling on Sundays. I schedule a month out at a time. In fact, I was a little late because I just got some information today about a hip injury that I have. And so I was kind of holding off on what kind of workouts or training I would be able to do. So I made my schedule today as soon as I got the information. And I schedule a month out. But yet every Sunday I look at what other things have come up this week, what other things that I have scheduled in there that I didn't have before. So the first thing I start with is scheduling, and you start with your non-negotiables, which are work, meetings, everything that you can't negotiate that time. That's something that you have to do. When you're scheduling hair appointments and nail appointments and things, those are actually negotiables, because you can, when people tell me that they didn't come to my class because they had to get their hair done, it hurts my feelings. And I think, no, there's plenty of other time. You need to schedule. This is an appointment that needs to take priority. And I'll talk about that in just a minute. But you need to schedule, again, a week at a time so that you can see what obstacles that you might have so that you can adjust and address and strategize for those immediately. I'm actually putting together an online course on how to do this, and I'm going to go into great detail and give activities, homework, assignments, and coaching with this, because it's a big deal. You get this dialed in and you're golden for the rest of your life. So number one was schedule it. Number two is you have to be prepared with a backup plan. So maybe you were planning on working out, and your workout was going to take you 45 minutes or even an hour or something, which is beyond anything I can comprehend. But you need to have a backup plan. So it's not, if I can't do that workout, you then do something. Doing something is better than doing nothing, especially if you do not have the habit of exercise already instilled in you, because it is the habit of just exercising. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It's the habit of exercise that you've got to do. So if it's 20 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, then if it's not what you had planned for the day because of time or something else came up and you can't sweat that much, you still need to do something. Something is better than nothing. So the first one was schedule it. The second one is be prepared with a backup plan. The third is prioritize. And here, some of the comments as far as time, where you work full time, you've got kids, it's their grandchildren. Christina, I think, commented that. And you need to prioritize your health. My children are adults now, and they prioritize exercise because that's what they saw. That's what your kids are watching you. So if doing the laundry or making dinner, find other ways to either streamline that or put that off, because that's not as important as your health and not as important as what you're teaching your children. I did the laundry. My husband is actually great at helping with the laundry and helping to fold and things. My children suck at, actually my daughter, well, yeah, they do. They have clothes all over. And so that's not really important to me that I teach them about how to fold their laundry and put it away. I want them to be able to do it and keep their clothes clean, but exercise is the more important part. And especially my daughter in particular really uses exercise as a stress relief. And I think that is awesome. And it's only because they were raised in a household that exercise was a priority. So I also will be teaching in my course tons of different ways to multitask. I listen to personal development every single day when I'm exercising. I will put the laundry on the sofa during my intervals, during the recovery phase, I'll fold a towel or two or a couple shirts. And so I try to keep things going so that I'm busy too, and always have been. And so there are ways. I've got a lot of hacks to get other things done while you're exercising. So then number 4 is you have to be prepared. Right now, in the room next to me, out in the family room, I have weights, I have a jump mat, I have a step, I have a yoga mat, I have my sliders, I have my loops, I have a pair of tennis shoes, I already have a pair of footies sitting right on my tennis shoes, and I have a sweat towel. I have everything ready to go. The night before I teach a class, I get all my clothes out, the clothes that I have to change into to go to another one, I have it all ready to go. So you have to be prepared. I think one of the things that people really struggle with is it's time. They don't look at the front end and the back end of their exercise, and they think, okay, I'm going to work out right then. Well, yeah, but you got to go get your shoes, you got to get changed, you got to do this, you got to do that. You got to eliminate as much of that as possible. Have everything packed up and ready to go the night before for whatever it is that you're going to do. I used to, when I taught at multiple clubs, I had a gym bag, and I wouldn't, not all my workout clothes, but I would do my laundry and just it didn't go into a drawer, it went right back into my gym bag, so that I always had clothes in my gym bag because I would be teaching multiple formats and sweaty. So being prepared will eliminate a lot of wasted time. And the last one is to collect data. So as you're learning this, you need to see what did I do wrong today and what did I do right. So really pay attention to, on this day that really worked. Why were you able to get your workout in that day? What was it about that day that made it work? Why didn't you this day? So you're collecting data, and sometimes you're just going to have to basically suck it up and change things around. So maybe you would rather work out at your lunch break or in the evening because you're not really a morning person, but work gets away from you, so you really aren't able to take much of a lunch break. Plus, there's sweating involved then, and you can't go back to work all sweaty. After work, you've got kids to pick up, you've got dinner to make, and you're tired and you're starving, and you don't want to exercise. So what you're doing is you're putting yourself in a position where that time might be that's where you want to be able to work out, but you're not doing it. You're not doing it because you're too tired. And other things got carried away. So get up a little bit earlier. Get up earlier in the morning. And if this is something, I've talked about this a ton of times in Tiny Health Tips, but if it's a habit that you're trying, it's something that you're really struggling with, your willpower is strongest in the morning. That's when you're strongest. And if you are not a regular exerciser and you struggle with that, then exercising in the morning, especially if your day gets away from you, is best, because your willpower muscle it weakens throughout the day, over time. It really is like a muscle, and it fatigues, and you're not going to be as strong later in the day as you are in the morning, because it rejuvenates, it recovers, it refreshes itself overnight. Seriously, it does. So all of these things and more I'll be covering in my course. I see this, I'm not good at a lot of things, but I'm very good at overcoming obstacles to maintain a regular, consistent exercise habit, and I can help you with that. So hope this was helpful. Hit me up if you have any questions. I see waves and I want to wave back. Thank you for watching, and the next one will be on motivation, how to get motivated to exercise. Still live, hit the wrong button.